Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Stony Brook Primary Care Track. My name is Dr. Patty Yang. I'm the Program Director for the Primary Care Track, and I'm one of the Associate Program Directors for the Internal Medicine Residency Program. Thanks so much for applying to our program and for your interest in our Primary Care Track. In this presentation, I'm going to share with you about all the unique features about our Primary Care Track and how we help our residents become great primary care physicians in the future. To help you focus on this presentation, I will shut off my video, but we'll definitely have an opportunity to see each other again during your virtual interview day. All right, let's get started. So let's start off sharing a little bit about me. I'm actually a Long Island lifer. I grew up here in Suffolk County, Long Island, and I actually did both my undergrad and medical school at Stony Brook. So Stony Brook is near and dear to my heart. I did get to see something different for residency, where I was a resident at the Brown's General Internal Medicine program, but I really miss Long Island and I miss my family here, so I was pulled back about like 4 years ago. Other reasons why I came back to Stony Brook, one, actually, Dr. Lane, she was a mentor of mine when I was a medical student and one of my inspirations to go into primary care, so I really couldn't pass up the opportunity to work with her. I'm also an outdoorsy person, so I love all of the different types of activities that are available on Long Island. The picture of the water there in the center, that's actually a photo of the beach that's just down the road from my house. You know, you have opportunities for kayaking and swimming and paddleboarding and all that kind of thing. And then I also love hiking too. So if I needed to get my big mountain hiking, I can get to the Gunks or even the Catskills in just a few hours. And that is just a beautiful thing. So if you love being outdoors, you love being part of an institution that's innovative and having a lot of opportunities, Stony Brook is a great place to be. But let's talk a little bit more about the primary care track. So the primary care program is actually what I like to think about the categorical program plus more. The residents in the primary care track go through the same inpatient rotations of like ICU, the floors as categorical residents, but we really enhance their outpatient experience to help them prepare for a career in general medicine. So I like to think of it as categorical plus. Here, the primary care track, these are some of the curriculum highlights. We're going to go through these one by one, and I hope that you'll see that it's an exciting program to be a part of. So the first feature, the primary care powwows or PCPs, these are educational sessions that are for primary care residents only. Basically, when they are on their ambulatory weeks or a primary care block, I actually bring all the primary care residents together to have workshops together. Some examples of these sessions include a primary care journal club. We also have a post-clinic question case review where residents bring in ambulatory cases and I ask them to propose a clinical question. They then have to go to the primary literature to answer that question and they share what they learned with their peers. There are additional lectures and didactics in ambulatory care during these sessions. These didactics are taught by general internal medicine faculty as well as subspecialists, and it's a variety of topics that the residents suggest and also what we envision to be core topics for anyone who's going into outpatient practice. We also include a business side in medicine series because as you can imagine, when a resident goes into practice, there are additional skill sets that they need to acquire when it comes to managing a practice. So we go through with them about healthcare systems, billing, and insurance issues, just so that when they graduate, they're ready to be full-blown into practice. And lastly, we also go through a careers in general medicine series. I actually invite faculty and alumni from our program to talk to the residents and provide some career advice. And the individuals that speak to the residents all have a different pathway within general medicine because we want to share with the residents the variety of pathways that are available within the wonderful specialty of internal medicine. Some examples of career pathways include going into the Department of Health, going to different types of academic practice, and also even going into private practice. It's a great way for our alumni to give back to the residents, and it's a great way for the residents to hear about what they can do after graduation. During the intern year, primary care residents go through a biopsychosocial block. It's about 4 weeks of didactics and clinical experiences. And this block is meant for that to give them skills about how they can manage psychosocial issues within primary care. So some of the didactic sessions include screening and addressing social determinants of health and helping vulnerable populations. We have some sessions around mental health and substance abuse. We also talk about end-of-life care issues, ethics in primary care. We do a variety of communication workshops to gain some skills in motivational interviewing and also health literacy. We actually have an OSCE around health literacy where they learn how to screen patients on their health literacy levels and how they can tailor the conversation so that patients can better adhere to their care plans. And we also focus on physician wellness. As you can imagine, physician burnout is a major issue within our community, and we want residents to gain some skills of how they can prevent this for the future. When it comes to clinical experiences, the residents in their PGY2 and PGY3 year have 8 weeks of primary care electives. In these experiences, they have extra continuity clinic. They also work with primary care physicians within the community, so they get an idea of different types of primary care practices. And they also work in a variety of different subspecialties that would be helpful for their general medicine practice. That'll include sports medicine, women's health, dermatology, men's health, and urology. We have a great weight management center here at Stony Brook, so the residents can learn from the nutritionists as well as the bariatric surgeons on how they can help their patients lose weight. We also have a great behavioral health program here as well. Within the Tech Park Primary Care Clinic, we actually have an integrative behavioral health team where we have access to psychologists and psychiatrists every day of the week. Residents work one-on-one with these behavioral health specialists, and they also have the opportunity to work with addiction specialists at our Eastern Long Island Rehab Center and some of the Stony Brook addiction providers. The residents also can rotate through the different internal medicine subspecialties like endocrine, rheumatology, GI, pulm, etc. And all of these rotations are created based off of the interests of our residents. So for example, one of my residents was interested in weight management and obesity medicine, so they spent more time at the weight management center. I have a resident this year who's actually applying for GI, and he decided that later in his training. So during his primary care blocks, we actually have him set up for some GI electives, and so we're able to tailor his experience based off of what they want to do. Community outreach is another important aspect of our program. Each year, the primary care residents take part in a community service project together, and this is a project that they decide as a whole during the year. Some examples of community service projects include AMA's Dr. Back to School Day, where the residents actually went to some of the local high schools in our underserved communities, and they spoke to the students about how they can pursue careers in healthcare. The residents have also given educational talks to the community where they gave like a healthy lifestyle talk at a local library. And we've also been a little active where we actually participated in some of the 5K runs. The most recent 5K, we actually were raising funds for medical student scholarships at Stony Brook. And lastly, mentorship is a major aspect of our program. When a resident matches into our primary care program, I actually ask them about their personal and scholarly interests, and I try to match them with a general medicine faculty member who aligns their interests together. The mentors and mentees are expected to meet with each other at least twice a year, but they tend to meet more frequently because when the residents have their primary care clinical experiences, I try to have the mentors work with the mentees at that time. So the mentees are able to learn from their mentors in a clinical setting as well. This mentorship relationship has led to abstracts and poster presentations at a variety of regional and national conferences, and the residents have the ability to have some publications as well. So we definitely try to really focus on career planning within the residents and also have them involved in some scholarship. And to enhance the mentorship program even more so, our program always participates in the Society of General Internal Medicine and the ACP's Proud to be GIM and I Am Proud campaigns. For the past few years, we've had annual events where we had faculty come together to talk to trainees about their different career pathways and provide some more career advice. You know, if you're interested in a career in general medicine, Stony Brook's a great place to be. You have so many different faculty members who are excited about internal medicine, and they have such a breadth of different roles within the community that you can learn about all the different things that you're able to do in the future. Now, as you're learning about all these cool things within the primary care track, you might also be thinking, you know, what if I'm not sure about a career in primary care? That's totally okay. The purpose of our program is to help residents explore the possibilities of general internal medicine, but also explore other things that they're interested in. But even if you're not sure about primary care, we still strongly encourage you to consider applying to the track. As you can see, there are a lot of unique experiences that the primary care residents are the only ones who have access to that. So we want you to have the ability to participate in these activities. But again, we're flexible, no pressure at all, but I really think it's to your advantage to start off in the program. And if you decide to apply for a fellowship, you could swap out if you want to. We are flexible. For the most part, my residents tend to stay in the program. And if anything, I've had a lot of categorical residents switch into the program. And a lot of them say that they wish they started off in the primary care track to begin with. So if this is really driving you and you feel like the primary care track here at Stony Brook could be a good fit for you, please realize that we are a separate NRMP number. So that means that when you put in your rank list, if you're interested in our primary care track, you need to actually put in the primary care track program number. And if you're also interested in the categorical program, you can also put in the categorical NRMP number. The order for you is absolutely fine. And also, if you end up applying to other internal medicine residency programs where they have a track that has a separate NRMP number, these rules still apply. If you did not initially apply for the primary care program on your initial application, that's totally fine. You can add it in now. Just please make sure that we're aware that you're adding that to your application. And I also want to make sure that all your questions are answered. So I usually like to try to touch base with each candidate if we don't get to meet during your virtual interview day. But thank you so much again for visiting our program. I wish you the best of luck with this entire interview season. And for the last few slides, I'm just going to leave you with some words of wisdom from our primary care track alumni. They're going to share with you why they chose the primary care program and how it helped them in their current career goals. Thanks so much, and we'll see you soon at the interview. Take care.